Hi everyone, very good morning and good evening. So we'll start the session. Let me share my screen. Okay, cool. So, so coming to the last session, right? What we have discussed, we discussed about the pricing concept we have discussed, right? So what we discussed, we have different pricing concepts like related to computation, storage, based on the edition, based on the virtual warehouse t-shirt size it is going to reflect, right? So let's see if based on this. So let's say if any person or any new business user they wanted to come to Snowflake. So before coming to Snowflake, right, they will ask definitely, so what will be the advantage? So if I come to the Snowflake, okay, so they will give so exactly the requirement. So for example, this is the example we will discuss about it. Based on that, we need to give some estimation. Okay, this may be your budget for your requirement per year basis. Based on that, they are going to decide whether to migrate it to Snowflake or not. This will be taken care by your like architects or your delivery managers or product owners, whoever it may be. So we will have a understanding of what exactly will happen when any particular user. So before coming to Snowflake, so they will understand. So what is the current situation? How much they are spending? If they move to Snowflake, approximately what will be the price they wanted to pay to Snowflake? They need to understand. Then only they can able to come to the conclusion, right? So let's say this is the example. Let's assume Snowflake. So this customer have this is capacity standard. This is very old one. So now we don't have capacity standards. We have a standard only. So we have only one thing that is related to based on the utilization we are going to pay, that is on demand service. So this is on demand service, you can consider it. And so customer come to Snowflake with on demand service, that is nothing but once you utilize we are going to pay. And when it is coming to premier support, so that is they are telling that location, that is US. And they have data load every night. It means the daily the job is running, daily the data load is happening, and they are using 8 users, nothing but 8 developers. Let's assume that based on their current situation they come up with this particular thought, okay, this may be my requirement. 8 developers has to work, and then they are going to use the edition of the so particular standard so edition and nothing but our what they are going to consider as a data storage. So the capacity, sorry, this is not capacity. We can consider this as on demand, on demand, on demand. Okay, they are going to use it. So when they are using this, now observe this one. Here, they are going to store, see this, the data storage 4 terabyte per month. As of now, based on the current situation, they are giving these assumptions. And the data is going to run, data load will happen every day 2.5 hours. This is another thing. And at the same time, see this 8 users, they are going to work 5 days. It means weekdays they are working Monday to Friday, and approximately 8 to 6. It means approximately on average 10 hours each user. Observe this one. Users are utilizing medium virtual warehouse for the data load using small virtual warehouse. There will be the different charges, right, for the small and medium. Okay, based on this, now if you come to the calculation, see this one, the daily, when it is coming to the daily standard virtual warehouse, 2 credits, right? Daily it means 2 credits. This is related to standard virtual. Now it is 3 credits approximately. We will calculate it. Now 2.5 hours on daily basis. It means 2 credits on daily 2.5 hours. This data load will happen every day, right? Every day means it is going to be like calculated for 31 days, right? So when we are calculating this for 31 days, so for 2.5 hours, the two credits, observe this one, we are calculating in the form of credits only, right? And then it will be 155 credits per month. Based on this requirement, this is only for data loading, right? Now let's come to users. We have 8 users, right? 8 users. So what these users are doing, they are working 8 to 6, 10 hours approximately, and then every weekday they are working. It means they are using medium virtual warehouse, that is 4 credits. And if you observe here, see this one, 4 credits multiplied by 10 hours multiplied by 20 days. Only we are considering 20 days. On an average, we are taking 10 hours. Approximately, it will come 800 credits. Now, what will be the user's credit? 800 credits per month. What will be the data load credits? It will be 155 credits per month. So, based on the virtual warehouse sizes. And totally, it will come 955 credits per month. This is the for this particular requirement. Now, the same thing when you come to the next related to the storage, 4 terabyte storage, right? Per monthly 4 terabyte storage. So we are having like approximately $23 per terabyte. So here, if you observe, so it is going to be around like 12 months. So this particular storage, it is going to calculated 1104. See this one, 1104, right? So because here we are doing like the calculating this, so with the help of the $23, and so here 12 months we are calculating. This is the charges for the data storage. Now this is the credit limits, right? So 955 credits. So we used to call it as a credits, right? This credits, if you wanted to convert in the form of dollars, now observe this one. Here, if you see 955 credits and $2. And at the same time here, you can see this is for 12 months. And along with that here, if you see 0. So this is related to discount. So 0. Like 5% of the discount. It means here, based on the organization, right? Some organizations will have some special discounts on, like suppose, let's assume they are official partners to Snowflake. Some of the organizations will be official partners to Snowflake. So then they will have some special discounts. So they are going to give in between 5% to 15%. It depends on the relation between the Snowflake and an organization. It depends. It may vary from 5% to 15% also. Based on that, so here we are calculating only 5% of the discount. Based on that, this is the charges, like around 21,774 for this calculation. If you merge together, both together, if you calculate it, it will come around approximately $23,000 for our Snowflake utilization for this particular business user requirement. This is not only for the utilization, right? This is including your backend versioning maintenance, disaster recovery implementation, all the admin activities you are not going to bother about it. And then at the same time, you are not going to bother about your like VDS computation things. Just only what you required is you no need to purchase anything. Only the thing is you need to just enable your Snowflake accounts. You are going to pay. So what you are going to utilize, that's it, right? So here, like a traditional databases, so each user, they will have a license. And then when you purchase a license, they will give it for per year. And at the same time, based on the number of users, they will charge a license, right? And at the same time, when you wanted to increase your number of users, almost it is go beyond. And at the same time, when you purchase a license also, again, you need to recruit your admin team, you need to maintain your servers, you need to take care of the versioning maintenance, you need to take care of the disaster recovery, right? So you need to take care of all this kind of admin activities and all those things. But here, you no need to bother about all these things. All together, what you are going to use is when you are utilizing the Snowflake for this particular requirement for this 8 users and data load is happening every day for 2 hours. So for this particular requirement, so here the Snowflake is going to charge around $23, $23,000. So this is very flexible for from startup organization to the MNCs. Everyone can able to utilize it, right? So, and at the same time, the main advantage is it's completely the cloud platform. So we don't need to worry about any like infrastructure kind of thing. Everything Snowflake is providing for us, right? That is the main advantage here. And when compared to like other traditional systems, so as per the survey, so by the Snowflake, they are telling that in between nearly 30 to 40 and some companies 50% of the pricing they are saving when they are moving from other traditional database to the Snowflake. So that is the reviews. So by the so who it is utilizing, who is enrolled for the Snowflake. So they are telling to us in between 30 to 50% the cost saving it is happening. And at the same time, so here you no need to worry about performance issues, no need to worry about creating a partitions, indexes, all this drama is not required, right? Always it will make sure our the give the best performance implementations. So when you compare the same, this is the like example, so how we can able to calculate the things, like based on that we will give the picture in front of the business users. So they will compare the traditional system, existing system, and then current system, and then how much they are going to save when they move to the Snowflake. So plus or minus they will calculate it. So based on this, so we will come to the conclusion, okay, whether to go or no go. This is the thing what will happen before coming to the Snowflake. Okay, this is about the pricing model. Now based on this, okay, we understand the pricing model. Based on this, for example, when we are utilizing our Snowflake, here how we can able to control within our Snowflake, for when you are using virtual warehouses, we can able to control computation cost. This is one of your certification question. So with the help of, we will call it as resource monitoring concept. Resource monitoring, this is applicable for computation only. This is not for your storage. Remember this one. We cannot able to control your storage with resource monitoring concept. We can control the computation cost. So when every virtual warehouse, when it is utilizing, so we can able to control our computation cost. It means, let's say, for example, here, okay, you have, okay, I will give simple example, then we can understand. We have applied for a credit card. So you got $1,000 credit limit. Let's assume that. Now, this credit limit is cycle is per month, guys. It means every month once you paid your credit card bill, then it will be renewed. And then within that month, based on your utilization, whenever you are utilizing, you will get a notification like mobile notification, message notification, or email notification. You will get it. And at the same time, it will perform actions like accept or decline, right? These are the actions based on your credit limit availability. If you are trying to swipe your within the credit limit, then action will be approved. And if you are trying to utilize more than the credit limit what it is assigned to you, then action will be declined, right? It means you cannot able to utilize. Then you will get a message that, see, you have utilized more than your credit limit what it is assigned to you for this particular month. You cannot able to utilize it, right? If you wanted to increase, if you wanted to utilize, then what you have to do, you need to pay some of the, like what already you have utilized, you have to repay that amount for that particular month. If you wanted to utilize, then you can able to utilize additional amount. right? But overall, your credit limit is only 1000 for that particular month, right? You cannot go beyond that. And the same time, so let's say we have other concept. This is your account. For your account, this particular some account number will be tagged, right? So credit card account number will be tagged. Now, when it is coming to this, let's say you have taken add-on cards like credit card 1 and then credit card 2, you have taken a add-on cards. Credit card 1, let's assume you have given it to your brother, and then credit card 2, the same, but all three associated with same account, but these are the add-on cards. Let's assume that credit card 1. So you, what you can do is you have control. You have total 1000 credit limit, right? You can able to control. You can give 250 credit limit for your brother, and then you can give 500 credit limit for your sister. Let's assume that. But all together, what is the credit limit? 1000 is the credit limit. All together, 1000 is the credit limit. Within that, so CC1, this add-on card, they cannot use more than 250. This add-on card, they cannot use more than 500. But all together, they can able to use 1000, right? The same way, when you are working with our computation, nothing but our virtual warehouses, when you are assigning, there is account level and warehouse level. Warehouse level, we can able to set up your credit limit. It means, let me show you. So for example, observe this one. So what you can able to see it here, we have within a account, we have multiple virtual warehouses. Virtual warehouse 1, virtual warehouse 2, 3, 4, 5, right? These many virtual warehouses we are having. Now this is the credit quota for the complete account. The what is the credit quota for the complete account is 500. 5000 is the credit quota for the complete account all together, virtual warehouses all together. It means all these virtual warehouses together, they can able to use within this particular account 5000 credit limits. You cannot go beyond that. Let's assume this is for a week or particular month. It's up to us. And when it is coming to the sorry warehouse 3, warehouse 3, so we are assigning the resource monitor to, and here we are assigning credit quota as 1000. It means alone warehouse 3 cannot able to use more than 1000. That's the limit. And when it is coming to the other resource monitor, we can give a combination of resource monitor also. See this one, warehouse 4 and then warehouse 5. Both together, they cannot go beyond 2500 together, both together. Even one can utilize completely, even both can able to share, but the requirement is they cannot go beyond 2500. Like this, we can set up the credit limits, like based on the combination of the virtual warehouse, the complete account, and at the same time, when it is coming to this, right, there is one condition here. You cannot able to utilize multiple resource monitors for single virtual warehouse. It means this resource monitor 2 assigned to virtual warehouse 3, right? Now again, from the virtual warehouse 3, if I created another resource monitor 4 here, if I assign this, both resource monitor are doing same thing. It is watching the credit limits from the same virtual warehouse. It is a meaningless, right? You no need to do that. Any one resource monitor, if you assign, that is more than enough, right? That is more than enough. So you no need to worry about it, right? So always, if you try to do that, what will happen is previous one which you have assigned, that will be disconnected, and then newly which you are assigning, that will be assigned to the warehouse. Like that, the resource wanted is going to be happen. Okay, so now let's see so how we are going to implement it. So here when it is coming to this particular situation, let's see what we are going to do is we will create multiple virtual warehouses here. Let's see, when you are creating virtual warehouses in within a project, you may have multiple virtual warehouses based on the different team. So yesterday we created a virtual warehouse. Let me create another virtual warehouse here. For example, test virtual warehouse. When you are creating this one, right, this is nothing but, see, just for the naming we are calling it as a warehouse, virtual warehouse, but don't get confused with the warehouse. The normal warehouse is different. Normally when we are storing any data, we will call it as a warehouse, but here, so we will, this virtual warehouse meaning that is nothing but a computation charges. Computation is going to be taken care. See this, what we are assigning here, you are going to assign what is the virtual warehouse t-shirt size, what is the server you are going to assign it. We will assign the server. And then if you come to the advanced option, see this one, you will have auto resume will be there, auto suspend will be there. Auto resume, so when your virtual warehouse goes to sleep mode, when you run a query, automatically it is going to resume it. And at the same time, when it is coming to the auto suspend, if your virtual warehouse is idle for more than, see this one, more than 5 minutes, more than 5 minutes, then what will happen is it is going to suspend mode. It will go to the suspend mode. So these are the things what it will do. So based on this, these are the default setups. And main important thing, this one, multi-cluster warehouse. This we will call it as a scale out. Scale out implementation. Scale out means when you are having the number of queries in a queue, see this one, we can set up to maximum 10 here. We can set up to maximum 10. And here, when you use 1 to 10, what will happen is when the query is running, other user try to run the so within the same virtual warehouse. When the queries is in a multiple users are trying to run multiple queries, when the queries is in a queue, instead of waiting for the first query to complete, what it will do is parallelly, for example, I am using virtual warehouse. You are also using the same virtual warehouse. When I am running a query, it will not w- wait for my query to complete when you are running your query. It will automatically, it will assign to the next cluster. Whichever the cluster is free in between 1 to 10, automatically it will assign to that next cluster. If the both the clusters are occupied, already the two queries are running, other person is trying to run another query, then it will assign to the next cluster. So like that, it is going to manage all the this particular scale out option. This we will call it as scale out. So this is your the multi-cluster option here. So based on this, our queries will not wait in a queue, so automatically it will assign to the next clusters. So here one more thing, we have standard and economy policy. See this one, standard and economy. By default it will be in a standard mode. It means if the query is in a utilizing, if the query is in a queue, automatically it will assign the query to the next cluster immediately without any delay. Immediately without any delay. Let's say if you use this economy mode, economy, what will happen is it will wait for 6 minutes before jumping into the next cluster. Before jumping into the next cluster, it will wait for 6 minutes. Within these 6 minutes, If it releases the cluster, then it will assign to the cluster. Otherwise, immediately it will jump to the next cluster. So that's how this multi-cluster warehouse is going to work. So this particular concept, scale out option, we used to call it as a scale out. So this is multi-cluster warehouse into implementation, distribution of the queries, how it is going to work it in a backend. Now, so here by default, let it be warehouse, and I am creating a warehouse now. See this one. Now test warehouse we created. See this, how many clusters we have? 10 clusters. Which one is active? By default, when you create a virtual warehouse, this first one is active. The same way, let me create another virtual warehouse. I will create dev virtual warehouse. Sorry, dev already it is there. I will create, let's assume for admin virtual warehouse. Let it be by default. Now we created different virtual warehouses. This is for the generic. Let's assume this is for the users. This is for the developers. This is for the testers. We will assign. And then this is for the admins. The roles which you are going to assign based on the role which it is assigned to the user, those users can able to assign to the specific virtual. Use only those virtual warehouses only. They cannot able to use others, right? So now we created multiple virtual warehouse. Now we need to understand when development virtual warehouse, if they are utilizing more credits, more credits, then we need to stop. Let's say, suppose compute, so virtual warehouse or test virtual warehouse, they are utilizing more, then we need to stop. So for example, here if you observe, let me show you. Okay, we'll create, when you come to, we created virtual warehouses, right? When you come to the cost management, you can able to see resource monitoring. See this one, resource monitor concept. In the resource monitor, we are going to set up, there is two things. One is with the help of user interface we can able to do it. Otherwise, if you wanted to do it by the coding, I mean by using the SQL commands also, we can able to do these other queries what we can able to do. So with the SQL queries, so we can able to implement the resource monitoring. So these are, there is two different options we can able to do it. It's up to us. Now, when it is coming to, just a minute, this is for the queries. So how we can able to create it? So with the help of queries, we can create. Other way is in simple way. Let's observe this one. Let's create a resource monitor. We will create resource monitor for account level. It means for the complete Snowflake account, we are creating a resource monitor. It means all together virtual warehouses. Now I will give credit quota of, for example, 1000 credit limit. This is the 1000 credits. Credits always we are going to give in the form of credits only. Now monitoring type. See this one. There is two things. One is account level. Another one is warehouse level. So which one we need to use here? This is for the account level we are doing. So we are going to give it for the account level only. Now we have given it for the account level, right? Now let me see this here. If you observe schedule, if you see, there is different options. Start monitoring immediately, and then end monitor never, and then resets monthly. So these are the default option. If you don't do anything, by default it will start immediately, and then monitor, it will never end, and then it will reset monthly. If you wanted to do customized, then observe this one, customize. See this one, what you can see, immediately, never, monthly. So you can use custom start date. It's up to us when you wanted to start. Custom end date we can give, and then in between the range I wanted to give. For example, only 1 week I wanted to monitor, only for 1 month I wanted to monitor. It's up to us. And at the same time, if you see that, see this one, resets, when it has to reset. When you wanted to reset, you can able to reset daily, you can able to reset it monthly, you can able to reset it weekly. It's up to us, daily, monthly, weekly. So you can able to reset it. So now by default, so mostly it will be monthly. No one will go for a daily, guys. So some like they will go for weekly also. Okay, but mostly it will be preferred monthly. Monthly we are going to see how many credits we are going to utilize. Now if we are assigning to the altogether no new group, then they will go for weekly. Then when you click apply, automatically it is going to assign to that particular. See this one, start monitoring. From when it will start monitor? From today by default. By default, so it is starting, and then it will be the monthly life cycle. And most importantly here, observe the action. Here on this particular topic, we will get certification question also. Now, if you see this here, first thing is notification. Whatever the credit we assigned for this particular resource monitor, for this particular account, if it reaches 50%, I need a notification. See this. This is 50%. It means in this credit limit, 50% means 500. So if it reaches 500 credits, then it will send a notification. See this one. It will send notification, right? It will not take any action. You can create n number of notifications like this. First notification for 50%, second notification I wanted to do it for 75%. 75% you can give. Again I want a notification for 80%. Yes, you can give it. And another thing, when it is coming to the actions, these are important. See this. So here if you see, suspend or disable, notify when this percentage of credit is used. What it is telling? Suspend or disable, right? Notify this credit it utilized. For example, I will give 90%. When it reaches the 90% of the credit limit, it nothing but 900 credits. When it reaches, then what it is going to do is, see this. This is the main difference here. When you use this suspend, disable, notify, it will allow current execution of the queries to finish. Whatever the queries is running, it will allow us to finish that particular queries to run. It will allow these things to run. Okay. Now there is another option. If it reaches 96%, say this, suspend immediate. What this is going to do is, it will abort all the execution of the queries. During the runtime also, if it reaches this particular percentage of the credit, it immediately, it will suspend all the running queries. It will suspend all the running queries. It will give only, it will suspend immediately. It will not allow the queries to run. Okay, the difference is suspend and disable notify. This will allow the current execution of the queries to finish. This suspend immediate, it will abort all the current running queries. Okay, so then once this is reached, then what will happen is, when I create a resource monitor, start time, okay, let me give customize, let me give immediate, okay, let it be. Now see this one, the time issue. Now if I create a resource monitor, this resource monitor, it will keep on monitoring the Snowflake account. So all the virtual warehouses utilization together, if it reach the credit limit, whatever we have specified, see this one. So whatever we have specified, based on that 50%, 75%, it will send a notification. It will give a pop-up, and at the same time, when you configure our Snowflake account, so which email ID we have configured for them, it will send a notification. And at the same time, see this one, suspend or disable. See suspend or disable 96%. So the suspend will happen. Okay. So now one more thing here. So when you see this, utilization, use the credits, remaining credits, used and remaining credits, we can able to see that, right? This is the, so one more thing. Now when you come, And if I try to create another resource monitor, see this is for the account level, right? This is for the account level. Now let me create a resource monitor for virtual warehouse level. For example, dev resource monitor for the development virtual warehouse. Now credit limit we will give, for example, 500. And then monitoring type warehouse level. This is a warehouse level. And coming to the warehouse, say this, which warehouse I wanted to use? Only the dev. It means alone dev virtual warehouse together, dev virtual warehouse, they can able to utilize 500 credits. 500 credits they can able to utilize. That's the meaning here, right? And at the same time, so when you observe, remaining are same. So it's up to us. We can give 98%, 90%. Here I can give so 80%. Create a model. This is for the warehouse level. See this one here, level warehouse level. Which warehouse? Dev virtual warehouse. Same way we will create it for test resource monitor for the test users, test role. Now here I will give, for example, 200 credit limit. This is warehouse level, warehouse level, warehouse I have selected. Then remaining things all default, let it be. And then here up to us, we can give, and then we can give the notification create. We created another monitor. So one is for test, one is for dev, another one is for, this is for the account level. Now let me try to create multiple virtual warehouses with a single monitor. Now observe this one. Now resource monitor for compute and admin ADM. Okay, now I will give 300. See this warehouse. Here what you are going to do is, this is for admin along with that compute. See this, both the virtual warehouses I selected. Now let me give the percentages here. See this, now what happened here? See this virtual warehouses plus one, right? This is combination of the two virtual warehouses together. We created a credit limit. When you create a credit limit like this, observe this one. Here we can able to see both the virtual warehouses together. It means both together they can able to use 300. Even one also can able to utilize 300. Other so can utilize 0, even though it will reach the credit limit. Then both virtual warehouses will go to the suspend mode. Both will go to suspend mode. Now let's observe this one here. If I try to create, now I wanted to go admin separately. Already admin is assigned to this monitor, right? If I create separately one more time, this is the scenario what we are discussing. Admin. See this, I'm creating separate for admin. Now warehouse level. Now observe what will happen to the previous one which you created. Now here we can give, see this. What happened? The previous one, what happened to this one? See this. Previously, this is have two things, right? Virtual warehouse, this virtual warehouse for computation and admin both together it assigned here. But now when I created new resource monitor with only the admin virtual warehouse, what happened? It is reassigned to that particular one, right? It has been reassigned, right? So you cannot able to use different monitors for single virtual warehouse. Remember this one. So that's the reason it has reassigned this resource monitor to the this one. Now all are resource this different monitors which we are having. Now what will happen is, let me refresh and then I will show you. See this one, you can able to see this till how much quota it is utilized. It is started calculating, right? How many credits it is utilized, right? What is the remaining credits we have? Once it is reached this credit limit, what will happen? The complete account goes to the suspend mode. So it means no one can able to utilize the virtual warehouses here. If you run the query, it will tell that your virtual warehouse is suspended. So here, when you coming to this virtual warehouses, suppose if due to the credit limit it has been suspended, then what we have to do? So here only the two options. You have to wait until the cycle has to complete. Another option is what you need to do is you will go to your virtual warehouse resource monitor and then you are going to edit. You have to add your credit quota. You have to add, so from 200 it is completed, you have to add 250. So for example 50 you are adding, so to credits to the resource monitor. But so but no one will do that. First we will understand that, so where the so is utilizing based on the virtual warehouse, we can able to see that. If you observe, these are the virtual warehouses here, right? When you are running any query, if you go to monitor, see this one here, we have monitor, right? If you go to the monitor, here we can see who is running the query, which virtual warehouse you are utilizing. See this one, you can able to see that, right? Which virtual warehouse you are utilizing, so with how much duration it is running, right? So we can able to understand clearly here who is running longer queries, right? So based on that we will come to the conclusion, okay, this particular virtual warehouse, this particular user here, so everything I am doing it from my user, right? I can see only one user. So but in like organization you can able to see multiple users here. You can understand which user is running and then you can check what is the query they are running. Based on that, whether it is really required or not, based on that we will take a action. If they want, we can like ask them to kill the query, or we can like so ask that user to hold so far sometime, so what he is doing, so if something is going wrong, so based on that we can clearly understand, so which user is doing and then which virtual warehouse it is utilizing. So that is the resource monitor concept. Automatically it is going to take action, so it will not like uh, keep on continuing the query. If it reaches the credit limit, definitely what it is going to do, it is going to suspend your virtual warehouses. Once it is suspended, so then we can understand that something like the beyond our like credits it is going, and then so we have to see. So definitely, so what is exactly happening, we have to dig down the information and then we have to understand, so what exactly happening is. Like this we are going to manage your the credits utilization cost in our Snowflake. This is only for computation, guys. This is not for the storage. We don't have any control on it here. So only what we can able to control here, the computation we can able to control with the help of resource monitor. Resource monitor is only for your credits utilization for the computation. Resource monitoring is not for our storage. So we need to so remember this one. Okay, so this is how so the resource monitor concept is going to work. If you wanted to do it like manually, so like a resource monitor things, then these are the queries. Say this one. First, we will create a monitor like this, create a resource monitor. We will assign the credit quota. This will be the like a triggers 90% do suspend, 100% suspend immediate. Like this, we will create a monitor. And then once the monitor is created, we will assign the monitor to virtual warehouse. See this, alter warehouse name, set resource monitor, which monitor we need to set it. Within the monitor, you are going to have all this suspend notification, suspend and notify, all these things it will be available. See this one, suspend, suspend immediate, 75% notify, 50% notify. So once you create it, then we can assign this to the, so which warehouse we need to create a monitor, we can do that. Both are same. So if you do it here by using so our user interface, and then if you do it by using the queries, so both are similar. So only, so what we are doing, we are controlling our credit utilization. So for the virtual warehouses, this is not for, remember this is not for the storage. Okay, storage, we don't have any control on it. Clear. So we'll stop it here. What we are going to do is in the coming session. So next we will see partition and clustering. Once this is very important. Once this is done, once you understand how the data is storing in Snowflake, how these partitions is working, and then based on this partition concept only, our zero copy cloning is going to work, our time travel is going to work, and then our the performance is going to give the best performance because of the how the data is storing in Snowflake. This will be covered in the partition and clustering concept. Once this is done, then we will jump into the advanced topics related to the other things. Okay, so here we will stop it and let's come to the questions. Is there any condition that account credit or greater than equal sum of all virtual cases? No. So first will be the account level only. Account level credit is the should be the greater. Okay. It should not be the so whatever you are assigning to the account, the same account, the credits only you are going to assign to your virtual warehouses. You cannot go beyond that. It's not possible. Within that credit only, account credit only, you have to distribute it. Good question, Kalyani. So before executing, we cannot able to do that. So, but what we can able to do that is when you are executing in development, right? We can able to see the query profile that we will call it as a uh, profile view. So that is nothing but a execution plan. If I come to monitor window, right? Monitor, these are the queries, right? So let me pick any one of the query here. For example, I'll go with this one. See this one here, you can able to see query profile, right? This query profile will tell us how what exactly is happening in the backend. So in the next session, I'm going to, when we are discussing about the partition, right, we are going to see that so how this query profile is going to work. So because of the partitions, when you are working with a partition, this is very important. We are going to see the query profile, how what all the steps it is going to work, and then where it is going to point out. This query profile is nothing but your execution plan, we can say that. Here it will give which table is performing, and then what are the filter condition, which join conditions, group bys, whatever is going to do, right? Everything you can get it here. This is our execution plan. In other databases we will call it as execution plan. Here we will call it as a query profile view.
Okay, okay. And one more thing, here for the resource, right? If
Mm,
you are
mhm.
assigning two virtual warehouse, can we give priority to one than other?
No, not possible. If you wanted to give priority, we have to give resource monitor separately for that. So if you are giving both together means anyone can able to use either this one or that one. That will be the like kind of R condition. Anyone can able to use.
Okay.
Yes, maximum is 10 clusters only. We cannot go beyond that, Ankit.
So the concurrent users, right? Like maximum people querying in the same warehouse can not go beyond 10, is it?
Yes, exactly.
And then usually in the traditional database cluster is like a
Hmm.
group of instances, right? But here does cluster mean like only one instance, or is it like multiple resources coming together and forming a cluster?
It's like we can say that one cluster is so each resource we can say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we run our batch jobs, right, like
Mhm.
the night batch jobs, um, uh, they can go beyond things, right? I mean, there are complex queries or
Mm,
transforms
mm, mm.
which will be running, right? So
Correct.
um, uh, we'll have to set our credits accordingly. I mean, what will be the best practice there, like the standards?
Yeah, so coming to that, right, what will happen is generally, so let's say when you are setting up the credit limit, it depends on your first 2 months. We will see that based on the, we will come to one conclusion. Okay, monthly we are using 5,000 credits, so we will set up based on that. So plus or minus they will do it. Let's say they have set up it 6,000 credit limits per month. If it is going beyond that, then definitely something went wrong or some other implementation is happening. Based on that, we will came to know. So based on that, the admins will adjust the credit limits.
Okay. Okay. And just to what Kalyani asked, right? So, I mean, there should be something as a developer we should not do, right? Like maybe select
Mm-hmm.
star from table. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we'll have to put limits or maybe top 10 for
Exactly.
data profiling.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
can you help us
Mm.
with that, please? Like what and all we should not do at all?
Yeah, generally these are the some of the best practices we will follow. Generally, what we will do is in other databases we will run the query like select star from, right? But here,
Mhm.
so we can use it, but most of the time we will choose whatever the required columns we required in the select list, and at the same time always we will go with the limit class. That is the one of the best practice. And along with that, right, so when we are working for example repeated queries, when you are running, always we will have a result cache that we are going to see that in coming session. Result cache will be enabled so that first time when you run, second time onwards it will not pick the data, it will not hit the database. Let's say first time it is
Mhm.
taking 5 minutes, next time onwards it is going to execute within less than 1 minute itself, less than 1 second also. Okay, so that, so we are going to save that because of it will hit the result cache layer instead of the storage layer. So these are the automatically, you no need to do anything, automatically Snowflake will take care of these things. From our side, what we need to do is, so unnecessary running the queries we have to avoid. And at the same time, so most of the time, so we are going to set up with a limit class. So that's the reason here, if you observe any a table, so when we wanted to execute it, you can able to see for that particular tables, you can able to see profile, I mean sorry, this is the table, right? You can see this preview data. When you give this preview data, right, by default it will set to 100, not more than that. By default it will set to 100, the limit will be the 100 only. So most of the time we will utilize these things. Okay, and along with that, right, so we have a different option of clustering key option, but so we won't use it. And then if suppose if you are using the clustering key, that we will come to that. Suppose we are using clustering key, that particular clustering key has to be, should be there in your select list, then that will give the best performance. Okay, these are the some of the things when it is coming to the selecting the data.
Okay. Okay.
We will discuss more on this in the coming session, then we will come, we will get one conclusion on it. Any other questions?
Generally, how does this work? Development environment, you will have
Mm,
a different thing, and in production, it is
mm,
altogether a different account and all, right?
exactly. Yeah.
The
So mm,
code migration, everything, how does that happen?
by using a get DDL, so we have an option of get DDL. The complete code will, we will get it. Under the this particular get DDL, the base code we will give it to the admin. That is one option. Other option is if the organization is set up some CI/CD pipeline, then we will submit all the code to the GitHub environment. So that is the other option. I will show
Oh,
you how to get the get DDL and then how to pick the base code and all those things. Yeah. It's a simple command using select get DDL for the complete database, whatever is the base code, everything we will get it. The same queries we are going to execute it in the other environment.
okay.
The report you were showing, right, like the query monitor,
Mm,
is there
mm.
a way we can generate a report out of it?
On this particular thing, you wanted to get the report
Like you were showing all the queries, right? So which query
monitor.
took like more
Okay,
than 100? Yeah, query
this
monitor. Yes,
these
yes.
things. Okay. So
If
if
we
you
have to
wanted to
export.
download, we don't have any other option for the downloading. So, but we can get this by using information schema like query history table. So we
Okay,
can get the data. So from there, so we can able to, if you wanted,
export it.
we can able to download, we can export it.
Right. Okay.
Monitoring tool which you use in production is the same one which you use here, which you are showing on the screen.
No, this is not a monitoring tool. This we can consider this. Okay, sorry. Don't confuse with this monitoring. This is not a like monitoring tool. We can say that this is a just a log information here. The monitoring means whatever the things we are going to run it here in Snowflake, the same thing we can able to monitor here, like query history, copy history, task, dynamic tables, all these things. The same thing it will be there in the production for everything, like whether it is a development or production, it will the same feature it will be there.
Okay.
Any other question? Thank you all. Thanks for your time. See you on Monday.